that water was 70% SQL.
Hey guys! So, I'm your Holy Ghost. I'm not called Holy Ghost anymore. No one remembers, but I'm kind of sleep deprived, and so I'm gonna refer to it as that in this speech. No offense to anyone. First, we're gonna start this off with the ceremonial spilling of the passion fruit, right? This is for everyone who cannot be here today.
You did it wrong. Try harder.
So, I've had a pretty good time at CTY.
Guys, stop talking.
I've done some pretty crazy shit. I've run through the dorms completely naked, and I've hooked up in the bathroom. I've hidden in my friend's closet when he didn't want to sleep over. I scared the living hell out of him. I can't even count how many illegal sleepovers I've had, nor the numerous cups of ramen I've cooked at 2 o'clock in the morning. I've gone into forbidden areas using only a fabricated sense of confidence. I've made out with many beautiful women who are way out of my league. It's all pretty crazy when you consider who I am. I'm no genius. I didn't even qualify for math until this year. I'm also no playboy. I'm not particularly attractive, and I don't even have a six-pack. So, how have I gotten away with all this really silly shit? To be honest, it's just 2 simple things. Loving yourself and confidence. The only reason I have those is because of this strange and beautiful place. I didn't like myself before coming here, let alone love myself. That changed when I came to this magical place where people like me just because I'm me. Once I learned that I was a pretty cool guy after all, things became simple. For that, I'd like to thank all of you for making me the person I am today. I love CTY, and I love the passion. Now, for the next part of this speech, I don't need this anymore. But, please don't read that. But I do need this. So the person I'm going to pass this down to, it's a little bit strange because the Holy Ghost, for one who remembers, typically represents tradition at CTY. And so usually you have somebody who's been here for a really long time and knows the traditions really well. But this person, this is his flying squirrel year at CTY. And the reason I picked him is because at a certain point I realized that it's not about knowing every single song, it's about the type of person you are, that you really get what's going on. And I believe that person really understands the nature of this place. So I'm gonna call Tony up here so we can get this Thank you guys.
I was your kind one for this year. I think I probably know most of you, but if I don't, hi, I'm Eli. So if you want to get to know me, come see me afterward. I'm pretty approachable, so I've been told. So yeah, being the kind one was pretty cool. Actually, it's really not anything special. Sure, I got to meet with like Stu and Debbie and other administrators sometimes and lead some pretty cool things, but that was all like managerial stuff. What being the kind one meant to me is the realization that the position didn't really change who I am. Sure, I might be a little more outgoing this year, but I'm pretty sure I've always been this friendly. And you probably know that, at least throughout my CTY tenure. So as some of you know, I started out at Carlisle. Hey, Tony. Yeah. It was pretty amazing there, so don't diss Carlisle. And you now have to live it too, so yay. But there, I was like shy little 12-year-old. I didn't really participate in many things. I like didn't go to dances. I would just play cards and games and be like awkward in the corner with my little group of friends. But that was cool too. So, I lost my place. I was so tired when I was okay, so most of my friends at Carlisle happen to be like rumors. They're called rumors. So I had to learn to like let people go and then move on. So after Carlisle, I didn't come back in '09 because I had back surgery that year. So I did an online course instead. So you all can say that for 1 year I was a humanities student. So after that year, I came to Lancaster, and it was awesome because I had a really amazing class, and I was adopted by some really cool people like Rowan and Alex. So that was really cool. And there were actually a couple people that were my friends from Carlisle that were here too, and that was awesome because even though I had to let go of some people, there were still people here. But again, most of my friends that year were no mores. Had to let them go. Aged on, moved out, had to say goodbye. But the next year, I was a lot more outgoing. I was more sure of myself. No longer that awkward little person. Sat in the corner, play games. I went to dance. I danced. Guys, I can dance. I reached outside of my close circle of friends. I met new people. It was great. But I was still friends with a lot of no-mores. And one of whom I had actually been to CTY with ever since Carlisle. And after he aged out that year, that was really sad for me because he was a great friend of mine. Love you, Tom. So me being outgoing, friendly that year, guess it got me noticed because we passed Rachael on me. And Rachael, the son, he's well done. I think that's kind of. But I lost a lot of friends there. They were all no-mores. But this year, I'm the no-more. It's weird. So I'm still just as friendly, probably a little more outgoing. But this time, I'm a little bit more shameless. I just do crazy things all the time, and I really don't care. It's my no more year. So I'm gonna go out, have some fun, and it's gonna be awesome. And it was. I really enjoyed myself this year. So, for the most part, I exercise common sense, but sometimes we were a little bit
Airplane noises on the third floor. In our boxers.
But I'm a no-more now, and it still hasn't hit me yet that this is my last day at CTY. But I've had a good run, and even though I'm gonna miss all of you, but especially all of you, I think I'm ready to move on. I really am. So I'll probably be sad sometime soon, but I'm okay right now. So whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, just remember, take a deep breath and smile, because it works, trust me. Not only that, but as it was once said, where are you? Love the world, be a friend, and when you're down, you gotta get up again. When you're blue, here's what you do. Just things happen. So, I love that song. Great. Look it up. Awesome. So now comes the part of my speech where I get to pass down this position. I'm pretty terrible with suspense, so I've gone with what may be the obvious choice to some people. The person I'm passing the kind one to has been a near and dear friend since I first met her my flying squirrel year in 2010. She's one of the friendliest, most outgoing, creative, and kind people I know. That's why she definitely deserves this. Come on up, Zoe Colbert.
Someone put a brick in it again.
But it does feel as if there's been a ton of bricks. like terribly complicated, but remembering so many people's names is actually a lot harder than you'd think it would be. So take note, Zoe and everyone. People tend to like you a lot if you can remember their names, but especially if you greet them with a smile and a big hug. So, although my time at CTY is coming to a close, it feels great to pass on things I've learned over the years to younger students, like Zoe, like Ankita, there's your shout out. Like all the youngins out there, you're all super Jupiters in my book. That makes you pretty cool to me. So, like Spuds on soapy water, I hope that even if I've only met you yesterday, or if I've known you for several years, I can impact your lives in a good way. So if I have time, I don't know, this speech is I'd also like to read a short poem. And no, it's not the Brown Dwarf of Regan. It's Pablo Neruda's If I Forget You, and I think it's very apt and meaningful, so I have that right here. If You Forget Me by Pablo Neruda. I want you to know one thing. You know how this is. If I look at the crystal moon, at the red branch of the slow autumn at my window, if I touch near the fire the impalpable ash, or the wrinkled body of the log, everything carries through me, because everything that is aromas, light, metals, and minerals. We're little boats that sail toward those isles of yours that wait for you. Well now, if little by little you stop loving me, I shall stop loving you little by little. If suddenly you forget me, do not look for me, for I shall already have forgotten you. If you think it long and mad, the wind of banners that passes through my life, and you decide to leave me at the shore of the heart where I have roots, remember that on that day, at that hour, I shall lift my arms and my roots will set off. But if each day, each hour, you feel that you are destined with unmistakable speed, each day a flower comes up to your lips. Ah, my love, ah, my love, in me all that fire. In me nothing is extinguishable or forgotten. My love feeds on your love forever. And as long as you live, it will be in your arms. That will be mine. So, thank you all for making my time at CTY special. And remember that the most important phrase, love and be loved. I love CTY and I love Passionfruit.
I'm Regan and I can't read my own handwriting. Okay. Hi, I am Regan and some of you might know me as Rachael, which I guess is pretty cool too. I guess people usually give their speech before they talk about positions, but I'm not gonna do that, so yeah. As some of you may know, I was passed the position of father by Dina last year. At the time I wasn't really sure I'd do a good job at it, but I've tried my best to be what the position stands for. This year the name of the father has been changed to the name the wise one, but it still fits what it means. It's just a name, guys. So I'm supposed to be someone who gives advice, is generally kind and accepting to people. And I've really tried to do that, and I hope that you guys think I have too. So, for the position of wise one for 2013, I have chosen. Wait, no, it says Stu on my No, I haven't chosen Stu. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. I have chosen myself. So. All right.
Name's Stu.
Okay, actual speech stuff. I'm really sorry this is not working out well because I can't read my own handwriting. Okay, so speech stuff. Still Regan. Fourth year. This is my fourth year at CTY, and it's actually my sixth and final session. I double sessioned 2 years, but not this year. I came to CTY Lancaster for the first time this summer after 7th grade. When I first came here, I was really shy and awkward, and I don't really think the awkward bit has changed. I mean, you guys are watching me speak. But I definitely, since then, I've come out of my shell a lot, and CTY's changed me so much. I used to have so few friends, and for the longest time, I felt really alone. And CTY has given me, most of you giving advice, bear in mind that CTY is never truly over. It's not the place that is CTY. In the end, Franklin and Marshall is just a college campus. Perhaps it's nice, and we've made many memories here, but there will be other fields, other buildings, and other places to make memories. The day before CTY started this year, I came out to apply, and I sat alone, and made me realize there's no magic in campus alone. CTY is my home, but Franklin's not home. My home is the future view, and after day, it seems so many places. Someone once told me you never truly leave CTY. I think now I know what they meant. CTY won't leave you when you leave here. It stays with you in the friends and memories you've made. Stay in touch with people. If you're coming back, talk to new people, make friends, dance at dances, and have a freaking awesome time. But remember, it's never truly over. I love CTY, I love the Passionfruit, and I freaking love all of you.
Oh, don't make Sam Sigmund cry. You guys are really bad.
Well, I'm going to do what Regan did and start by handing off the position first. So last year, the position of Jester was given to me by Joey Fridman. Damn it, lawnmower, shut up. This position was given to me by Joey Fridman. At first, I was actually very scared because personally, I didn't think I could do the position very well. And I've tried really hard to do that to the best of my ability. But I think that, damn it, I'm crying. Okay, but the person that I'm passing to has been a really close friend of mine, and I think that he can do a very good job, and he may not seem like the right candidate. He is a funny person, we all love him, and I think that he can learn to do it very well, and I'm positive that he'll do a great job, and everyone will love him next year, and he'll be a fantastic person because he already is. So now I'm going to start my speech, and I'm going to start it out with 3 personal anecdotes about things that make CTY special for me. The first one is my first year of non-baby CTY. I came and I was at JHU and I didn't have a lot of friends. I was by far the youngest kid in my class, and I kind of got bullied a little bit. And I'm sorry, guys. Love you. Love you. Thanks, guys. And I kind of got bullied a little bit, and then a really close friend of mine, who's now a great friend of mine, really helped me through that and convinced me to come here where I met all of you guys, and made me really happy that I know that I have all of you here to make me happy and always help me through. And so I'd like to thank that person who's Maddie Osmus for helping me come here and meet all of you people. And the second one is the first year I came here. I was actually placed into Toki, which was actually a stacked class, so almost everyone in my class already knew each other. So I actually became pretty lonely. And then I remember very distinctly walking to the opening ceremony with my hall, kind of tagging towards the back because I didn't know anybody. Everyone else in my hall already knew each other. And I distinctly remember a good friend of mine now, Will Dahl, stopping, seeing me walking behind, and walking back, and just starting to talk to me, struck up a conversation, and even staying away from all the people that he already knew just to make a personal connection with me. And that really meant a lot to me. And I'd like you guys to kind of take that as a lesson, as even if someone seems like they don't have friends and they might not be a nice person or you don't want to talk to them initially, you'll make that initial approach, and I think that you'll learn to love them. And the third one is my girlfriend of the year right now, who, if it wasn't for CTY, I wouldn't have met, and she means so much to me, and I love CTY because of that and so many other reasons. So those are my 3 personal anecdotes. I left people out because it's not because I don't love you, it's because I have a limited amount of time. So now I'm going to start the written part of my speech. I'm going to reverse direction for no apparent reason. So I would like to start this off, but I kind of already started it off, but I'll read it anyways. I'd like to start this off by saying one thing. I love you. It's cliche, right? No, not at all. It's true. Even though I may not know you, I love you. This is a central element of CTY. This is the only place I know where you can meet someone and instantly know that you'll be friends for eternity. I met my closest friends I've ever had here, and it just means so much to me that all you guys are just sitting there listening to me, and I can just take a moment and think and know that I have so many friends here, and it really makes me happy. I'm not going to make that like overused cliche thing that I was really shy and squirrely when I came here, because I actually wasn't. I was still a relatively outgoing person. But that's not to say that CTY didn't change me significantly for the better. I lost my spot. CTY has changed me in so many ways that I can't even begin to explain. But why not? I'll try explaining anyways. I learned to love like a friend and or romantically. I've come to accept, be open about, and embrace my sexuality. I've learned to respect everybody, and so much more that I don't think you can begin to comprehend everything that CTY has taught me. CTY is a place where dreams come true, and not that creepy one about the headless horseman we had that one time. But real life dreams. Dreams at CTY are all around us, so for those of you who are coming back, just remember that dreams occur daily, and I'd like you to take a moment and look around to see how happy everyone is. No matter how small, tiny little dreams are coming true every single moment that we live. And I think it's good advice to just stop and take a look around and see how happy people are and how good the world is to us, and how we all just small things will happen that will make us happy. And those are our dreams coming true. And people should take a look more into that and not say, oh, this is a sad day because this happened, but it's a happy day because this happened, etc., etc. And I wrote, notice them, embrace them, and even photobomb them. I've met some incredible people at CTY, and I would list them in this speech, but I don't think that would ever end. So, to everyone who has made an impact in my life, which I think is basically all of you, I'd just like to thank you, and I can't thank you enough. And here's a little advice that I have, which is be spontaneous. And it sounds a little cliche, but I think it's just very true, and you should be spontaneous because it will make you a better person. Don't plan out everything, don't make everything so perfect and planned out. It won't be as fun as if you just do what's on your mind. Be spontaneous, do something stupid, be funny, cute, sexy, and romantic all at the same time. Love is in the air. Don't be afraid if you have a crush, because maybe they have one on you too. Now I'm going to start reading some quotes, and these are quotes that mean a lot to me, and I think they're good quotes about how we shouldn't be sad because something's going to happen that will be better than this. Actually, that's not true, but something will happen, and you guys will have a great life after this, even if you're not coming back, because you guys are all incredible people, and I know that you can make new friends and keep old ones, and it will be a fantastic time for you. So here's a quote from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's from Uncle Iroh. Yes. And I think it actually applies to this day quite significantly. And it's, destiny is a funny thing. You never know how things are going to work out, but if you keep an open mind and an open heart, I promise that someday you'll find your own destiny. And I think that kind of resonates a lot today, because everyone's saying, oh, it's so sad, I'll never come back to CTY. But I think this is just an opportunity for us to take a step back and just notice that there are so many opportunities ahead of us, and we're going to have a great time outside of CTY no matter what, because there are great people in the world and we just have to seek them out. And my second quote is a quote kind of about accepting people. And it's from Tenzin Gyatso, who's the 14th Dalai Lama. And people take different roads seeking fulfillment and happiness. Just because they're not on your road doesn't mean that they've gotten lost. Now, I think that's just... But I think that really resonates a lot, and I don't think I need to explain that to you guys because you guys are all smart and got it. And I'm gonna stand in the middle for this one. But I wrote a poem because Jay started doing that last year, and I really liked it. So if you want to take a minute and close your eyes, I'm gonna read it to you. What have we here? A gentle place away from the loud, disturbing pitter-patter of reality. This place, or dare I say, our place. This place, or dare I say, our place, embodies all that we hold dear. Friendship, growth, youth, leadership, and the list goes on. Most importantly, love. Now, that poem I wrote during class when it was right towards the beginning of the session when I was thinking this is my last session, I wasn't feeling great, so I wrote that, and I think that's something you should all take into mind, that this is our place. Even if we're leaving, it's still going to be our place. And so I think that's something you should really keep in mind, that no matter how long you're gone, if you're not coming back, it's something that'll always be your place, and you can always keep it there in your heart. Now, I'm going to finish my speech now because I think I've been going on for a while, and it's just something that is from my favorite book, which is Watchmen. And it's something for what we have ahead of us, which is, I'd almost forgotten the excitement of not knowing. Oh, the delights of uncertainty. And I think that means a lot to me because we don't know what's ahead of us, but we just keep hoping there'll always be something great. So, I love CTY, I love the passion fruit, and I love you all.
Hi, Logan.
So I wrote this speech thing yesterday during class, but I don't really know if I'm going to read it or not. So I'm going to do what Sam and Regan did and pass down my position first.
Target.
Getting fun of it. But for those of you who don't know, I'm Jack Flash, and, I will be for the next few minutes. Basically, as Jack Flash, as far as I'm aware, supposed to teach people glow stringing and hand out glow sticks and organize stuff for the glow stringing circles. And with the position last year, Jay gave me these. I think I already said that. Last year, according to Jay, they had 44 chain links, but I never actually counted them to have 44. Right now they have 42 because they broke enough times that I lost some of the chain links. But that's okay because 42 is a better number. So I'm really bad at introducing people. Everyone else was talking about the person they're passing it down to, but I'm really bad at speeches. In case you guys didn't notice that yesterday during dinner, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I'm passing the position of Jack Flash down to Juliet. So I'm not Okay, so onto the actual speech. Like I said yesterday, I figured out what I was saying last night based on what I wrote yesterday during class, so it's probably going to be pretty similar to what I said yesterday, but oh well. So last year, I remember everyone at Passionfruit kept saying how they were ready to leave, and I thought they were all crazy, because, how could you be ready to leave CTY? It's such an amazing place. But now, I'm ready to go. CTY's been great. It's saved my life multiple times. Because of CTY, I came out of my shell. I'm a lot more social than I was. Instead of my squirrel year, just spending every Saturday sitting in my room playing solitaire by myself. What else? Yada yada yada, don't care. I told myself I would edit this last night, but I was way too lazy, so I didn't.
So like I said last night, once a door closes, another one opens. There are so many things waiting for us after CTY. Once we leave CTY, there are so many other things out there for us. Because CTY is over, it doesn't mean that like I can never see any of you ever again. Because I love you all, so I don't want that to happen. Yeah, I'm really bad at speeches. Yeah, I wrote here, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, and I didn't say that backwards this time. I'll probably still be crying like an idiot all day after it's the end of the tour or whatever.
Not an idiot.
Fair enough. That's about it. I wrote some other stuff, but it's just basically like sentences about things I wanted to talk about, and so I just end up rambling and saying a lot of times. So I love CTY, I love the Passionfruit, and I love all of you, and I'm really bad at decisions.
Hi guys, I'm Gabby.
Hey, Gabby.
For 3 years now, I sat on this cement and wondered what it would be like. Each Passionfruit speech I've heard seems surreal to me. I never thought I'd actually be up here. I feel really old right now, and I'm leaving, but that's okay. Because the main thing I've learned from my 6 years of CTY is that it's not about the place, it's about the people. CTY to me is the new people I meet every year. The rabble-rousers, the homemates, and the kids like Jerry Zoo. Woo! And all these people have influenced me in countless positive ways. Essentially, we are only together for about...
Hello!
Hi, Johnny!
Hi, Johnny!
Why do you too?
Johnny, can you strip too?
You that do not know me, my name is Johnny Tamburo, and I was your quote book keeper for this session. And I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon and pass down this bloody thing first because I don't want to carry it around with me. One of my biggest regrets of my entire CTY career is not getting to know this person more. I only met them a little while ago, and I have to say they're pretty awesome. And when I say pretty awesome, I mean pretty awesome. And when I say pretty awesome, you get the idea. So, the quote book keeper needs to be someone who's not afraid to walk up to a random person and give them a hug, and then try and make out with them, but I won't do that. Unless you want to now. That would make someone feel uncomfortable. It wouldn't be me. But I think that the quote book keeper is like more of a personality than anything, because you need to get out there. You need to be extroverted. You need to do stuff. You need to be ow! Ow! My own lanyard. Oh God, I'm a mess. So I'm gonna skip straight to the point. I would like to pass the code book to Amy Dew. There you go. Now, along with this, I would also like to pass down the rule book to AI, because I also think that she should run AI. Whoa, it's not all my fault, it's only mostly my fault. Right. So, on to this speech that I wrote several days ago in preparation for this moment.
Last night.
No, I actually wrote this a while ago and practiced in front of a mirror. Then I realized mirrors weren't panoramic. So, anyway, I'm not going to introduce myself. And I have been your quote book keeper for the last 3 weeks. And what a 3 weeks it has been. I've been coming to Lancaster for 4 years now. Oh, that's a 44. No, that's 4. Oh, wow, I'm lazy. 12 weeks of my life spent with you people. With you people. And it's been amazing. All of my best friends are made here. Not some of them, all of them. Because quite honestly, at home, the people aren't very cool. I lost my place.
That was such a bad idea.
So I could come up here and do what everyone does. I've been to all of my passion fruits, and I've heard some people say some pretty amazing things, and I've wept, and I've wept, and I smiled, and I laughed, and then I wept some more, and then I ate a potato chip, and it was all better, and I felt good inside. But let's face it, there is no amount of words that can sum up for anyone what CTY means to them. Anyone. That's why we keep having these stupid things, because no one can summarize it well enough. It's like every year, come on, now you try, now you try. Oh, it sucks. Maybe if I go on for 30 minutes, it'll work. So I think I'm gonna talk about life. There's a time for sadness, and there's a time for joy. This, it's a little bit sad. And you know what? That's okay. You know why? Because it's also joyous. And, you know, I think there's some people in this world who are like, oh, this is so sad. Everything's terrible. Ah. So to be honest, they're not terribly interesting because they're laying on the ground. Or they're very interesting because they're laying on the ground. And then there's people who enjoy life. They go through it. Okay, some bad stuff happens. You know what? That's cool. I got this. Let's go. I'm gonna deal with it. I got this. And that's who I've tried to be in everything I do. Everything. Like, I should be weeping right now, but I'm not. And I think that CTY is that kind of place where you can be that joyous person. Where you can just wander around campus, look around you, and see a bunch of people who love you. And I think that's the most amazing thing in the world.
We love you. We love you, Johnny.
I'm now Winston. You're not going to find a place like this anywhere else. And that's part of why it's so sad to leave. Because you're never going to experience anything quite like this again. This is so amazing. Oh my God. So in summation of all of that, live your life. Live it well. For me, oh God, I'm too old for this.
Driver, glow stick in there.
I love CTY. I love the passion fruit, and I have no idea what the hell that was. Ramen, what are you doing? Why are you wearing clothes?
But I'm giving the metaphysical work, and that's to do. Good.
I'm going to be a little different than the last people have been.
Hi, Sam.
I know. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sam.
Lord Cockwell!
A lot of people know me apparently. But I'm gonna be a little different and pass my thing down at the end.
Yeah.
So just a quick thing, combo breaker. Number 2, I'm gonna start off by quoting Regan, who quoted Sam. I'm Superman! Okay. Now, I feel like I should have written this down, but I decided I wouldn't, and it was an awful idea not to. Kind of like everyone else did, I'm kind of going to start with a background story. So, the cliche, when I was a squirrel, I was really shy. And when I say really shy, I mean like, I knew no one outside of my hall or class besides like 2 people who are still here, which is great. But like, I knew no one. I refused to do anything. I just kind of like would sit in my room on weekends. It was awful. Don't ever do that, trust me. Then basically, my first, because like I didn't really know what to do as a squirrel, because no one in my hall really like took their time to like tell me anything. So I kind of just spent the time trying to figure things out. My second year when I came back, I became a lot more outgoing because I had 2 people
who really helped me to know people by like just showing me some things. Like Charles, who was in my hall, who was like always telling me the traditions, telling me things I should do that were gonna be fun, and they were. I owe him a lot for me being so outgoing now.
Talk well.
You're welcome. Thanks. And
Not the right response.
I just don't know. I can't hear. Okay. And the other person is Mike, who I honestly don't know where I'd be without those two today. Like I would not be up here talking. I probably be sitting listening to this cry for a huge amount. So after my second year, I felt really affected by all the traditions and things. I felt like I knew people a lot more than I ever thought I would. And I thought to myself, how could I possibly leave something behind that could affect people as CTY has affected me? And I got the idea when I was reading Hitchhiker's Guide for the first time, believe it or not. First time reading it, I still haven't finished the third book. But I thought the idea of making the guide, which is more like a symbolic thing and less of actually the guide, it's meant to be the person who holds it, someone really outgoing and really good at organizing things prior to. This takes a lot of work to make. And the purpose of the guide is just someone who carries this, or the next one that's made, and just goes around and will go out of their way to talk to someone and bring them out of their shell. Because the one thing I truly regret my first year is not having someone to do that. And I think the best person kind of to do that would be Hannah Barclay. Now, I think when I thought this up, I had something more to say, but I'll be honest, that was 6 months ago. I have no clue what to go from here. So I think the best call would probably be to end it here. I love CTY, and I love the Passionfruit. And I love all you guys too.
I'm Brenton.
Hi, Brenton.
A lot of you know me, or have heard my name in some sort of chant at that after dance thingy that you all go to, or something like that. I don't know. But CTY is special. There really is nothing like it anywhere else. Really. You can look high and low, and you're never gonna find anything. The soul of this place is unique. And CTY has meant the world to me, now and always. I've created friendships here that will last a lifetime. Easily. Probably more. But friend isn't really the right word for all. You're not just friends. All of you are family. CTY is my family. My family that has brought me through one of the hardest years of my life, especially. Last year I left with a heavy heart, but I learned how much people can care for even someone many of them didn't know. Even a year later, I still feel that same love, that same support, and that same kinship. This place really makes me feel like I belong, and that is the most special thing about it. I feel like here, life finally makes sense. And on that note, I'm going to reverse, but not in the same. I feel like I need to contribute some real and tangible stuff to this community. And I've come to realize that more than anything else, CTY is friends. And that more than anything else, I've always wanted to be a friend to all of you, as you've all been a friend to me. That singular meaning of the act of being a friend deserves its own level of elevation. For that reason, I am to create that elevation. The friend is just that. Someone who has the capacity to be a friend, a brother, a sister, a one-man family, to anyone and everyone. I think that this friend is meant to be kinship personified. Even if what I'm saying right now isn't remembered at all, the friend must endure. The spirit of friendship. An individual to be there now and forever for any and all who need them.
With this in mind, I passed the position of friend for the very first time with this pair of rainbow suspenders. For a very specific reason. They're whimsical, but when you need them, they're always there to keep your pants up. Or at the very least, your sandals. And it is now I bestow the title of friend for the first time, and hopefully the first of many times, to Anna Mehabyan. Oh, wait, that's right. Guys, I can't finish my speech yet. I love CTY, I love the passion fruit, and I love all of your germs.
Hi, Bob. It's always Circle's Lamo Gone time. Well, first of all, since it's now apparently the Ministry of Silly Walks up here, I'll do the sideways. Sweet. This is my 5th year here at Lancaster, and Bob damn it if it wasn't one of my best.
What you did there?
This is my Theo year with Palm and Dimby and my amazing class. Prove it. Number theology. Yes. It's my Gilmore year and my Blamogonian year. If there's anything I can say about the last one, it's a double-edged clay away. I mean more. Clay more. It's a lot of work at first with the sign-ups and the initial day where I got a thick 150-person line. I did have breakfast, but it's so much fun, and I love spoon jokes. Plus,
Can
I sign up for Whammo?
My next target.
Can I sign up for Whammo?
Can I be your target?
can I borrow your spoons?
Find me.
Almost walked out of the circle of Lamo questions. Putting people against each other is now one of my favorite pastimes. It was great having people come up to me to inquire about the game or position.
I lost the game.
I didn't mean to do that.
Fire.
It is considering this kindness that I pass down my spoon, Gregory, to Rakita, wherever she is right now. Let's do this.
While Bob is signing, I'm going to pass down my spoon, or ladle, or it's really just a big spoon.
Ladle lad.
And while I was sitting on Eli's floor this morning, not really sleeping, pretty much naked, yeah. I thought of a really cool metaphor, and it's only like half formed, but I'm going to share it anyway. So Blammo is a game, obviously, and it's a really fun game, but it's also it's all about life, because a spoon is more than just a spoon. A spoon is your friends, and you have to hold on to your friends. By spooning. Yes! Your stalker is that one challenge behind you. The fork. And I like where this is going. And your target is that one dream that's just out of reach. The knife. And if you hold on to your spoon, you're safe. But as soon as you let your friends go, you're vulnerable.
Quick, someone Blammo him.
Very Blammo. Alex is taking a photo.
Oh my. For the rest of my speech, I'd love to talk about how CTY is so open. When I first came here, I was an awkward preteen who didn't know where he fit in. I didn't feel like I was liked at home, and I didn't feel liked by myself. But then I came here, and during my school year, I had an awesome time. Then I lost my place in my speech.
I know that
When the
feels
Fire
well.
Nation attacked.
I hate it when your phone just turns the screen and then suddenly all the text goes. I felt accepted, and I took how I felt and acted when how I acted when I was in the kind of place back home. And I learned that when you feel more confident, you actually are. Over the next few years, CTY had always changed my life in these types of ways. I learned how it felt to be part of a bigger thing, how to feel appreciated, and how to be looked up to. If it wasn't for CTY, I wouldn't be the man I was today. And that's why I want to tell each and every one of you that I love you. I love each and every last one of you for being exactly who you are. But now, it's time for a farewell. Farewell. Farewell, too.
Which whale is this for?
One of the whales is Charles. Beluga whale. Softly goodbye to all of you that have been so kind to me. I'll hold you all in my heart till I see you again, or till I find you all on Facebook.
That's weird.
Now, as I leave, I'd like to drop off something I picked up on the way here. Now, as a few of you might know, Bob is not my real name.
What?
You're not my real pet alligator.
Gas.
Real name is Han Solo.
I love you both. My first year, people didn't understand my name. I guess it was written in Gallifreyan. Wow. I wanted to reinvent myself, so I took on the name Bob. A normal name for someone completely absurd. It is now that I will pass it down to Sahas Pinati, whose last name I still can't pronounce. Wherever he is right now. Sahas. Sahas.
There he is. Wait, so what do we call you now?
Han Solo.
I'm still calling you Bob.
Or at least your shirt.
Sahas is my hall-mated friend, and I believe you'll have a bright future. I'll always be Bob in my heart, but at the same time, it is a name to pass down to someone who's full of hope. And now for my final words and the moment about 21 of you have been looking forward to. Blammo is over!
It's actually 19.
19 now?
19.
Really? Wow.
You won.
So, okay,
John, who's in first place?
20 winners.
we have two people with the highest amount of kills out of everyone left, and those are Michael Ing,
Yeah!
formerly Bob Venkatesh.
Yeah!
We each have 6 kills, so congratulations to everyone who played and everyone who won.
And now,
I want one of them.
you get a spoon!
I used mine for soup. I had to pick it up. I can't have spoons. I have the hat. I used mine for soup. Like a reflex action. You're supposed to use it for Gabby. I was supposed to Ingrid. So I'm from the Gothic side. I Blammoed you.
It is not your class.
I Blammoed you.
It is not the activity. Again, CTY is the people we spend it with. Chief among those people for me has been Bob.
Drink from the glow stick.
Wasn't I always buying Duros?
Bob, that's the German one if you want it.
Okay, sure, I love germs.
I know.
I'm not an HDIS student.
Germs
I love CTY. I love you all. And I love the Passionfruit. Shirtless Blammo God time.
Everybody loves shirtless Blammo God time.
Thank you. Oh God! Sorry to interrupt, but okay. So while I'm talking, this is the second Blammo notebook. The first one was lost under Tony's mattress.
Kind of my fault.
Kind of Johnny's fault. By kind of we mean completely. So. Kind of my pocket. Or not. So I'm going to give this to Noah right now. And I'd like you all to pass it around. And if you want to write anything, write it. Put your name, draw a picture of yourself, contact info, whatever you want. Also, the list of everyone in class is still there. So, here. Okay, now I'm going to talk while people write. So, I thought of 11 things which kind of reminded me of how I live my life, and I'm going to share them with you, and most of them are not going to make sense. But if you want to end up like me, and I don't see why you would, please try to do all 11 of these. Yes. The first one is actually grow out hair everywhere you can. It's really awesome. It gets girls. It's cool. The second thing is fall in love with everyone and everything. I was fortunate enough that I found one person who was especially special in this incredibly special place. And I'm so glad I did. Third thing, make as many awful puns as possible.
Yes!
That's pretty much self-explanatory if you've gone to any AI. Fourth thing is share everything. And I do mean everything. Thank you, Eli. I shared my hair with a lot of people. I've shared my name. Share your body, your property. Anything that can somewhat relate to you, I want you to share. Because everything's better when you do it with something else, someone else. The fifth thing I have written here is spoon. I'm really not sure what I meant by that, but it probably wasn't appropriate, so I'm going to move on to number 6. Number 6 is push boundaries. And at CTY, it's really easy to do things that you never thought you could do before. I kissed about 8 times as many boys as girls today. So, but yeah. But just because you're not at CTY doesn't mean you can't go crazy. Well, you might get in a little more trouble, but do it anyway. Number 7, exercise, work out, get ripped. It makes sure this Blammo God time a little more interesting. 8, love the little things, love the little people, love the big people. Anything small that looks fun, just do it. It's not going to take away from Okay! I'm just going to go to number 9.
I think he did that one on purpose.
No, that was not a... Draw thing.
Oh my God.
If you're going to Sharpie, the world is your canvas. Draw people's hands. Draw people's faces if you want. Draw people's faces if you don't want. Draw with cup on this. Whatever this is. It's a green. Hi. Okay, hi Bob. And to make more room to draw on yourself, number 10, take off your clothing as much as humanly possible.
Take it off. Take it off.
Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. Do it.
I should be wearing shoes too, but whatever. And the last one, number 11, is always remember to floss. It's good for your teeth. Yeah. Okay. So before I sit down, I want to thank Zoe and Kita, 3 girls named Alex, Shay, Gracie, and Maddie for taking better care of my feet than I did. Anyway, I want to thank Gracie and Bob for being some of the best friends I've ever had. And Addie Bacon for dancing to Call Me Maybe really awesomely. And I want to thank all of you for making CTY what it is. CTY isn't a person or a piece of paper. It's a community, and we all were part of it. And you should be proud of that, and you should treasure it forever. I love CTY. I love the passion fruit. I love taking my clothes off at semi-appropriate times, and I love every single one of you.
Yes. Yeah.
I have to pick everything up, please.
He's like very happy flower,
Chip
but
what?
it's kind of drooping because there's something broken in it. But I'm still very happy.
Duct tape would make that better.
So I would try to do all within if I could to mean that you're all blessed with happiness, or at least my wish for your happiness. So, I started CTY in 2008 when I was a squirrel at Chestertown in baby CTY. It was cool. And apparently I went to the same session as Adam, but I never met him, so that's too bad. Wait, no, I went to session 2.
I went to session 2 as well.
Oh, wait, oops. Okay, well, that's too bad. And I've always been a session 2 person, so it was really strange coming here. In 2009, I went to Bethlehem, and there were 74 kids, and it was really tiny. It was really strange. In 2010, I came to Lancaster, and there were like 500 people, and I was really overwhelmed because I was so used to having like 70 people. But in this girl year, and I was really important, I was session 2. Does anybody know who Sam Foman is?
Yes.
Yeah, well, she was a cool person. I kind of admired her. Now, I never really did anything related to the alcove. My sister did. Does anybody know someone named Silver?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I kind of admired her too because she's my sister. She's pretty cool. And, yeah. As a squirrel, I was really squirrely, but I got a lot of love tape. It was nice. I'm getting a love tape this year. So, next year, I was less squirrely and I did more stuff. I sang the alcove sometimes and I went to the Housing of the Duck and it was cool. Does anybody know who Dennis Cowan is?
Yeah.
That's cool. Great. I came to such, well, okay, so I'm here with Steve. It's like Julian. You go to my session 2. If we do this other math thing in the session 1 time, I'm like, okay. Then she forgot that she said that, and then she's like, Julian, you should apply to this thing. It's called resume item. That's why I'm in everywhere. But I applied too late, which is kind of my parents' fault, so I got to come to session 1. It was really strange because I was like, wow, there's no duck in session 1. And I was like, wow, what's a stripper? Well, I knew what a stripper was, but like...
Julian, you're so innocent!
Wait, but I know what a stripper is. Don't worry. And so...
Of course, Mary.
And it's like, wow, maybe there's anything after a monk walk. And it's at lunch. So, yeah, but it was fun. Now, does anybody know who Emily Grablutz is?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure if she knows who I am.
You're so creepy.
But she made this speech. Oh yeah, and also I should be like crying right now, but I'm not. It's really straight. I don't think it's gonna be yet. But she made this speech that I thought was really nice. Her main concept was urgency. I hope y'all know what that means. If you don't, I'm disappointed. Do you know what an idiosyncrasy is?
Yeah.
Good, because I mentioned it in the talent show. What she said was, I'm gonna quote her just indirectly. First of all, CTY is the world. We're in the real... Crap. We're in the real world. Like, you look around us, there are trees, and it's probably real, I hope. And, this is the world. And it's not like it's something separate. It's like if you run around, you'll see your hair on your face. This is the world. This is what you have in front of you. And even though this is really different from
Julian, you're such a kawaii.
it's still the world, and you can bring a lot of the stuff in here into going out of here. This campus, not campus, but people around you, right? What you said was urgency. The urgency to do something that you normally wouldn't. You might say YOLO, but nobody said YOLO back then. You should say carpe diem, but it's 2 more syllables. But the urgency to do something you might not do like regularly. The urgency to hug your friends. The urgency to make out with people. The urgency to run around with the weird blue happy flower. You know? And it's a lot of fun, and we only have 3 weeks here. And we act differently because of that. I'm not really sure why time is so strange, but it's that sort of urgency that makes us do weird things like boob tag. I don't have boobs though. I'm like flat as a board, flat as a pancake. But it's really nice that people get that here. Nobody really knows why. But maybe we can bring that to the outside world with you. Even though it's us lost in the world. We are the world. We are the children. Yeah, and one more thing. I was just saying don't forget to clean up, right? You know, don't forget to clean up. But another way you could say that is don't like leave anything like how can I do this? Don't leave stuff like just messed around. You should clean it up after yourself, and if you want to tell someone something, you should do that. Opportunity is something you might not get again, and it's very temporary, positive temporary like this was. So I just want to say that. I thought it would be a nice thing to say. So, yeah, and be nice to people around you. It's a really good thing to do. You shouldn't try to hurt people, okay? And one more thing, I'm sorry for making this so long, but there are so many adorable and beautiful here. Adorable people and they come together. It's even more adorable. So I thought that was cool too. I had a lot of fun here, and I used to be a little less cute, and I became more cute or something.
You're always cute, Julian.
Not as good as I am today, and I met some really nice people. Half a dozen people waited for Adam to like make a phone call to me for like an hour just to make sure I was okay, and that was really nice.
We love you, Jesus.
And you know, I had a good time, and I met some really very intelligent and very smart people, and I said I learned about the world in that weird CTY video project. And you know what? It's true. Not just to learn about physics and now I see it everywhere. It's a force, you know. But because we are the world, as I said, and what you can do is bring what you learned here. Hope I don't trip. Bring what you learned here, maybe, and bring it into the lives of people around you. And so that you can make everyone else's day and your own just a little brighter. And I just want to like strike you all with this.
Can we strike you with it?
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you. I just want to say one thing. I don't want to give anything away because I love myself too much. Like not white gloves, not a flower, not a hat. Maybe my virginity, but.
Julian!
Or a hug or a kiss or something. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Oh wait, no. I love CTY Lancaster Passionfruit. Wait, which one's the Germany one?
The one that's the most empty.
This one? Okay, cool.
Yep, that's the German one.
They're all
That happens, right? And out of.
I said this was a drink, so I'll be
50 Shades of
Solids have wavelengths.
Julian, we love you.
1 year less than I could have, which is a really sore spot with me because I did not know about CTY beforehand, and now I only got 3 years, and I only did first session because I kind of love first session. So I've only had 9 weeks of my life here, which is much too little. But most of you guys don't know me. I do not know most of you, but I love you all because you have all touched my life in some way by talking to me or by dealing with me, coming up to you randomly and saying, "Oh my gosh, I love your shirt," usually for some really geeky reference on it, or just sometimes I get really hyper, so I'll just randomly talk to people, and nobody here cares. Or when I just randomly feel like sitting in a corner reading, nobody here cares. Unlike at home, where people look at you weird when you mention that your book smells really great, or you ask them, what Harry Potter house would they be in? And they're like, what do you think about in your free time? Well, really, the question is, what do they do in their free time if they're not thinking about things like that? So, really, CTY is like the best place ever because nobody cares if you're weird or quiet or, I mean, I'm not that quiet of a person. I can actually be really loud. But sometimes I just like being on my own. And nobody here really minds. I actually spent one afternoon this year just on Saturday sitting in my room with someone else. That was my social time. We just sat and read. And nobody cares here, and I love it because it's so free here, and I just love that you can do whatever here, and everybody loves you for being you. And I did write a speech, but not really reading it. I kind of just wrote it, I guess, to make me feel prepared. But coming to CTY, I was happy beforehand, or at least I thought it was. And then I came here and I realized how happy a person could be because it's just so awesome here. So thank you guys for being here because even the ones of you that I've never met and never will meet, because you're here, this is CTY and I love you all. So thank you very, very much. And this is my first passion ever. I'm really bad with it. I love CTY, I love Passionfruit, and I love all of you. We love you. Yes, I am a germaphobe. Walk, girl, walk.
Just bear with me. So, okay, this is really weird being up here after watching people for 4 years. It's okay. All right. Anyways, so I wrote something last night, but I don't really know how it's gonna go, so I'm just gonna read it. Okay. So today I'm leaving a room, a tiny, somewhat smelly book, a simple single-person room with a desk, closet, a dresser, bed, and awkwardly placed mirror on the door. So like when people like walk into your room and you're like standing in the mirror, they're just like they like knock into you and you fall over and then just have to go over. I'm leaving a room with a surprisingly cool air conditioner, a broken desk lamp, and a dinky little mattress that you eventually get used to, and that you can eventually fall asleep inside. I'm leaving a room where I immediately threw all my clothes on the floor, where I designated spaces for certain things, and where I said to myself, this is my home for the next 3 weeks. I kind of really want that room back though. I want it like exactly the way I left it. With like a rug of clothes that like acted like quicksand. Literally, like I was drowning my clothes. I'm not even kidding. I wanted with like a little bit of food on the floor here and there on my bed. Crumbs everywhere. Some strawberry tea lemonade because I'm off the air conditioner. On the microphone. I wanted all that. It was really nice where I was on the floor, or I was just having my where you can talk everything when after everything's over and the room returns to like not on the floor. Things become all over the floor and our mattresses and our lanyards like scramble all over the floor. We take the wrong lanyard and get our rooms all messed up. but I realized I'll really miss that one room. That room where I could relax in after a long day and just think. That room where I could open the blinds in my window and have the best view of Hartman Green I've ever seen. That room where I didn't spend a lot of time in, but where I spent enough time to feel more comfortable in that room than I could feel anywhere else than at my own bedroom. I won't only that room, but I won't only I'll miss the whole thing. That was one screen at the beginning of the session, but now it's yellow. Trees on Hartman, the arches in front of the cafe, stairway to Sun Schneider, the familiar tables in the alcove and the Kibo. But I'll miss the most are the people. 500 people all around me, all there for a similar purpose. Same 500 people who think the same things when they hear the lyrics to a canon song, and who feel the same feelings when dancing those songs about eternal youth and endless joy. The same 500 people who form a huge circle during that one special song, interlocking arms as they all dance, even though one person always misses the directions, right foot first. The same 500 people who let go at the end of the chorus, all screaming and running for each other in the room, hoping that they won't get trampled. The same 500 people who all get together after the dances and chant silly things that make absolutely no sense. They give strange but good feeling about love, rationality, acceptance, and a little bit nerdy inside of that. I want to be those same 500 people who make every moment. But I still want to be back in that room. That room that I will most likely never see again, let alone live in. I want to be with the people that I won't see face to face every single morning. I want the grass I won't be able to lie on. I want the sidewalks that I will take to walk to class every morning. I won't be able to, I want the songs I'll never be able to hear with everyone around me. I want the games and chants and jokes that will make, I can't read my handwriting, that make no sense, but that make me happy. I want the teachers who forbid studying and doing homework. I want the classroom that encourages growth, intellectuality, and creativity. Basically, I just want CTY, which is, to me, I can't really explain it, but I tried to. That wonderful place that brings together so many people into an amazing and accepting community. That place where you're never alone and someone's always there with you to talk to. That place where everyone thinks and feels the same way you do. We all ask ourselves as the canon songs play and as we walk to Passionfruit and as we're sitting here, if eternity is desirable, and I'm pretty sure all of you have decided that it is. As one of my friends stated, we're all trying so hard to hold on to the strings of time, but ultimately losing. Yeah, but after right now. But CTY is everything for me, and for some of us. I can't even begin to describe how CTY changed me, or how much CTY means to me, because and it'll be really hard to move on, but I will always have this special memory of I'll leave my room for someone else. Whoever that student is, she will walk in on a Sunday afternoon. That person won't know who I am, what I look like, or what I stand for, what my story is. They won't know how much CTY has let me grow and how much CTY means to me. But that person will know that I was there for the same reason. To learn, to love, and to truly live. Oh, you know how everyone at Passionfruit always says that they love you? Well, I do too. I love all of you. Even after CTY ends, I will still love every single one of you. And my advice to you guys for coming back next year, make the most out of everything. Because CTY and life is short. Never have regrets. Take risks. Be social. Talk to absolutely everyone. You have nothing to be afraid of at CTY because everyone is so loving and accepting no matter who you are. And that's one of the best things that I value about CTY. It's okay okay to be weird and different, and in fact, CTY has taught me that it's better. Be yourself and embrace who you are. People here will love you for the real you. Be open-minded and try new things. Embrace every single moment, big or small. Welcome CTY as a place and community that will help you grow. I know it has done that for me. And don't forget what CTY is all about. As my friend Marnie, who is a former CTYer, told me once, the essence of CTY is the incredible people and the love that connects to them. And never forget this because it means so much. And just love in general. Just love CTY. It's not even about the for the whole day, the whole atmosphere, the place, people, the little conversations, feeling being able to be who you are, the feeling of that bond, that social bond that nothing can ever break. So, yeah. I love you, CTYU, I love passion.
Hello.
And I remember writing really, really bad short stories in 2006. And I remember sitting here, or maybe there, I have actually no idea, in 2010, which was my flying squirrel year, and looking at Passionfruit and thinking about all the things that I would say. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I didn't have 2 years to think anymore. I had 2 hours or 2 minutes. And now I'm Green's book, The Fault in Our Stars, the author talks about some infinities being bigger, than other infinities. Basically that the amount of numbers between 0 and 1 is infinite, but the infinity between 0 and 1 is larger, and I'm a humanities student. I've been told a few times this session that that's not true or something, but it is nevertheless poetic. And it has always reminded me of CTY, though I haven't always been able to place why. But what I do know is that CTY lasts forever. It is continued in starry nights and dead grass, and canon, and in the north, and in all of our spaces. And CTY has given me the most genuine friends I have ever known. And we have lives and complications in our towns and in our schools. But some infinities are bigger than other infinities, and CTY is the greatest infinity I know. And now I am old and 16 and wise, maybe. And the only advice that I have left is to really live every single moment here, because you only know more once. Oh no. And I just want to quote Hotel California, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. So I love CTY, I love the Passionfruit, I love all of you.
Hi guys. I love you too, Johnny. I love your rainbow cape.
I love you, Mr. Hunter.
I love your voice. I'm 16 now and I still feel like I'm 12. Alright. Well, I've never claimed to be an incredibly famous CTY student, and nor have I ever particularly wanted to take much of the credit. I mean, between your Regans, your Eli's, your Jonahs, your Mikes, your Zoes, your Tonys, I'm way underqualified, personally.
Never.
You've got so many great this old veteran has done a couple tours here in Lancaster, 4 to be exact. And like I said yesterday at the last dinner, I'm going to remember each one of those years for the rest of my life because something unexpected happened each time. And those are the kinds of things you remember. Those events you didn't have a plan for. Those events that really could only be inspected by somebody who was either completely enlightened or completely insane. Or both. Who could have expected coming here
1 year having a roommate about as close to a vampire as any human could ever possibly be. He was allergic to garlic. How's that even happen? Being cast as an MC for a talent show once when you didn't even really audition for that role. Or being named after a Girl Scout cookie, courtesy of Jamin. It's Thin Mint.
It doesn't work.
It totally works.
Not white on the inside.
I certainly couldn't have expected any of those things before they happened, but they all happened to me. If you want to hear any more stories, contact me. You probably know by this point that I love talking.
I want to hear all of
This year, my no more year, this is the year that I'm going to remember most of all because I learned something that took me the better part of my 16 years to realize. And it can be summarized in the Alcovians are people too.
Yes, we are.
That's only mostly a joke. But really, they're real people. And this year, when I interacting with them, something was different. I've known some of them for a couple of years now, and this session, I finally met them. Jonah, I finally met you this year. I finally had conversations with you. I interacted with you. You're a cool guy. I love you too. Johnny, I finally met you this year.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm glad I met you. It's great. Brenton, I finally met you this year. You were a real swell guy.
You are awesome.
Fantastic. Really. Sagan, I met you this year too. You were also an awesome guy.
Sorry again. But I'm more sorry.
Okay.
I'm most
sorry. I'm sorry too. But that's one of the greatest things that I've gotten out of my CTY. Tom, why are you running around the circle?
I want to hear all of your beautiful voice.
Okay. But that's one of the greatest things that I've gotten out of CTY, the realization that there are people in the world, because so many people live in this world in a vacuum. They go around not really seeing anyone else around them. They don't think about how their actions affect others or what kind of real difference they make just by being present. People in this world live alone, and it's sad. They live as if they're the only person and everyone else is just a projection there to further their own life story. Well, that simply isn't the case, and this camp is enough to prove that. More than enough. You aren't alone, CTY students, any of you. There are people out there. Even better, there are people out there just like you. I know, it's crazy. There's another Johnny out there somewhere.
What?
No.
What?
There's really not. He's the only one. But there are people out there who live for those unconventional parts of life and who live for those different results that come from 1,000 times of repeating the same action. You know, did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity was? That was a reference to my last dinner speech. You weren't there. And those people are living. They have passions, fears, desires, worries, joys, and sorrows all of their own. They have as rich a connection and as rich a network of links to the world as each of you do. You affect them and everything in their worlds, and they affect everything in yours. You don't have to live alone with projections. You can live with people. Even better, you can live with 600 people just like you. What? It's great. I think it's awesome. So everyone who knows me, even if you don't know me, even after this is over, talk to me, connect with me. I want to know your life stories. I want to share your experiences with you. I want you all to be people in my world, and I want to be a person in all of your worlds, like I have been for the past 4 years, and like you all have been for me for the past 4 years. It's fantastic. And don't ever fall into the trap of thinking that your actions don't matter or that they don't affect anyone but you. I'm about to give you the best pep talk you are ever going to hear in your life, and it is 2 words, and it is, you matter. Yeah. Comprehend sometimes. You shape the destiny of the entire universe just by existing. Every single thing you do, every word, thought, and action you put out into the world is going to resonate wider and wider until you've affected the entire universe. You actively shape all of our worlds by making the connections you do and doing the things you do and being the people you are. Don't be intimidated by that. Get excited. Get loud. Woo! You can affect the entire world just by being you. And if you do good things, you can make the entire world better. That's pretty awesome, I think. I love that. Where am I again?
Pretty cool.
Yes. So, you young ones, remember that as you continue to take CTY forward. You all are people. And the administration, the RAs, the instructors and TAs, the F&M staff, they're all people too. Connect with them. Make the same connections with them as you do with each other. It'll enrich all of your lives to the nth degree. And the no mores and never mores and everyone leaving, take that out into the world with you. Connect with your teachers and your classmates, your future bosses and coworkers, your college professors, every single person you meet. That guy who's running towards the elevator, hold it for him. Because he's obviously trying to get somewhere. CTY is the place where we really learn to make those connections. And there's billions upon billions more out there just waiting to be made. You're probably not going to remember me after you leave.
No, we're still
I'm flattered by the thought, but I love you too, Sam. If you only remember one thing about me after you leave, remember this speech. Remember you matter. And remember that you are connected to the world in such a deep way that you forget sometimes. I realized that this year, and I want to leave that knowledge with all of you. Another thing is, I was thinking, kind of like Brenton, I did really want to leave something here that would last. I don't have any bright, colorful suspenders for any for diseases.
Can we harvest your vocal cords?
What I did want to do, because it seemed fitting, is for your new Trinity Triad, three-peat, hat trick, whatever they're going to call it now, for Mike and Zoe and Tony, for you guys, I want to leave you the voice. I want to leave you the power of the voice. The voice is how you make connections in the world. The voice is one of the most powerful ways you can affect things. Voices throughout history have been one of the greatest shaping forces ever. I want to leave you guys the power of the voice. And I hope that you'll leave it to other Trinities, Triads, hat tricks, three-peats, whatever you call them in the future. I hope that that'll continue, even though it's not tangible. I want you guys to have that, and I want it to continue. Because people tell me I have a great voice. So,
The voice of an angel.
Hang on to the power. I want to thank you all for 4 of the best summers I've ever had. I love CTY. I love the passion fruit. I love all of you.
Hi. So, first of all, I'm going to be walking around back with a full Brenton. This is going to be really suicidal, but it's going to be interesting. Second, I really hope you guys can hear me. And third, I wrote a speech, and then I read it last night, and I was like, oh my god, this is awful. So, actually, funny story about that.
Don't walk backwards.
Alex, police for my
Keep walking backwards.
Okay. So anyway, funny story. So we're all having a sleepover, right? And there were Doritos, and I had a lot of them. And I went to this Dorito-induced haze, and I was like, but I've got to write my speech. But I really don't want to. When suddenly a miracle occurred. I was sort of spacing out, and I saw something. And I was like, wait, Ashfield? Is that you? Jeff Ashfield? Is that you? He's like, yeah, it is, Alex. I was like, okay, I don't know. I'm going to be winging my passion fruit speech tomorrow. What the hell do I talk about? He's like, remember that time you did that thing because of that other thing? I was like, oh my god, Ashfield, you're so right. He's like, I know. I was like, cool. So here I am, and I'm going to be talking about how CTY made my dreams come true. Anyway, so last year was my squirrel year, and I was 15. So for those of you who complained about only getting 4 years, I got half of that. So cool. But anyway, I fell in love with the song Time Warp, and I got obsessed with it. Like, I would just dance around, like, you know, in my mirror, because my room is covered in mirrors, so I just, like, watch myself dancing. But anyway, Besides time warp, I'm also obsessed with 2 other things, and one of them is not relevant, that is math. But anyway, the other thing is band. Damn, do I love marching band. If you ask Jen on the first day, I wouldn't shut up about it. But anyway, so my dream since I was a freshman was to be drum major. However, I play the flute, and I suck at it. So really, honestly, that's not gonna happen, especially when you play the quietest instrument. But I was really obsessed with time warp, right? So at band camp, which is a week after CTY, so you know, I'm weird then. But anyway, so there's this thing called Harmony Hall, which is kind of like Passionfruit, but it's completely different in that it's at night and it's skits. But other than that, it's completely the same. Anyway, I'm gonna reverse directions, because I'm getting dizzy. All right, so anyway, our theme was the Beatles, and my group, because we're uncreative, we're like, oh, let's just do Hey Jude. And I was like, guys, this sounds really lame, because none of us can sing. And they're like, okay, well, if it really sucks, you can just put on some music and start dancing. And I was like, cool. So they started performing, and it was pretty lame, and I wasn't very helpful, because I feel bad about that. But anyway, halfway through, I'm like, yeah, okay, can I just turn on different music? And they're like, okay. So I put time warp on, and I jumped on the stage, and I was freaking hamming it up. Like, if you're in my Theo class, you know I can be a bit of a drama queen when putting on presentations. That is, throwing my notebook on the ground, hitting the board, and saying, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing, guys.
Oh, God.
That's okay, that's what I'm doing here. I also have a caramel cream, and I'm gonna eat that. But anyway. So, I jumped up and I started doing time warp, and I was like dancing, I jumped off the stage, I was messing with the audience, and it was really great because everyone else got up and danced. So then after that, my band director came up to me, and he's a bit of an eccentric guy. He's bald and has a soul patch, enough said.
Oh, God.
And he's like, Alex, you're a dancer. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, yeah, but you can work an audience. You are fantastic. Actually, coincidentally, I've got this stand tune called Time Warp, and I really wanted people to do it, and now you've pumped everyone up. Would you like to conduct that by any chance? And I was just like, hell yeah. Anyway, so actually that's when I got to start conducting as a junior, which is really impressive because that had never been done before. And so that's what actually got me noticed in my band, because otherwise I'd still be that ridiculously tall flute player who forgets what a half note is. But this year I get to be drum major of my 100-person band, and damn am I proud of it. But if I hadn't gone to CTY and I hadn't learned that song, and also just to be confident in myself, and in fact I can jump up and dance to a rather sexual song in front of my 2 male band directors, then I wouldn't have been where I am, and I would have still been thinking, God, what if I was drum major? What if I could walk in front of tons of people and march and be really bossy and loud? But I wouldn't have been able to do that. And that was just one moment. There's a song in Hello Dolly that's about moments and how it only takes a moment to fall in love. Well, I didn't really fall in love, but I'm taking too much time with this too. So I'm just going to say at this point that was just one moment that CTY gave me. And without that moment, I'm going as fast as I can. I can't talk any faster. Without that moment, I wouldn't have something that I've been dreaming about for years. And I'd like to thank you, CTY, for so many other moments that you gave me and how much it meant to me. So I'd like to thank you. And I love Passionfruit and I love CTY. Which one will give me the most germs?
Yes.
All of the above.
The one with the glow stick.
Okay, guys, we just wanted to say we might have to shorten down speeches a bit. We're running out of time.
We have 19 minutes left.
Okay. Go fast.
Go.
Hi, I'm Grace, and
No,
wrote a
definitely.
speech, but I'm not gonna read it. Kind of. And
You have to do love
I think CTY has made me a much better person than I was 4 years ago. Now, like, I've learned so much about people, and I really care about people now. And whenever I see someone feeling sad, I just want to like help them and make them feel
Gracie.
I have no idea what to do sometimes, so I make mistakes, but I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. And I can't talk. Just like, if you ever see anybody who needs a friend, just be that friend, because you'll make a really close friend in return. And I think that's the most important thing that CTY did. I hated myself before. I loathed myself so much. But then, like, now I can just like look at myself and say, I'm a better person than I was before. And I'm really happy about that. And I love CTY. I love Passionfruit.
Hey, guys, let Jen go next. She's been like trying to go for like 5 minutes or like 20 minutes.
Hey, hi, I'm Jen. And I have had so much fun in my 3 years at CTY. I've played Blammo and had sleepovers, legal and illegal, and acted in AI. I've danced everywhere on campus and pranked my dorm. And I love the great conversations you can have here in the dorms with my RA, in the middle of the night, on the quad, under a lamppost or under a tree. Basically everywhere. Try that sometime. But what I found is CTY is about much more than the traditions. It's about the community and the people that make up the community. So I'm going to skip ahead so more people can go and just tell you that this is a great community because it's made up of CTYers who aren't afraid to take risks and do things that make them uncomfortable. So try doing something that makes you uncomfortable. It might just turn out all right. You'll get a new experience, and at the very least, you might find out something you like. So in conclusion, please don't forget what you've learned. I don't mean just the stuff in the classroom, though that's pretty important too. I mean what you've learned from your actual experiences with other CTYers. I truly believe that being part of the CTY community has made me a better person, and I hope that everyone here will be able to say the same after the CTY experiences. So I love CTY and I love the Passionfruit.
Mullin, go.
Daddy.
Mine is like 1 minute.
Go.
Okay. So this is my 3rd year, and I only have one thing to say. Kiss a lover, dance a measure, find your name and bury treasure. Live your life, it's pain and pleasure. Leave no path untaken. Life is CTY. You can find CTY everywhere. It's within every single person. It just takes a little bit of friendliness and a little bit of kindness to find it. So when you leave CTY, you're taking it with you, and you're going to find it in everyone you meet. You just have to look for it. I love CTY, and I love the Passionfruit.
Mullin, go.
All the headgears.
Hi, Dad.
I know like
All the headgears.
So anyway, yeah. So wow, it feels weird being up here because okay, first of all on a spin, that's just more natural. So yeah, it feels really weird to be up here because when I was a squirrel and I learned what Passionfruit was, I was like, wow, this home is gonna suck. But now it's actually quite comforting. Yeah, because this session, like an advice to future no mores, when the end comes, don't anticipate it, but don't deny it either. Because all things grow and all things go, and everything has a time for an end. And I'm really busy. So yeah. So just when it comes, it comes. And as Julian said, this is probably the world I hope. And there's a lot more to the world than just CTY. And it's up to all of us to make the world our own personal CTY. So anyway, to just jump to the end. So Johnny challenged us to sum up CTY in a bit. And I think I got it. The idea, it hit me like a fourth dimensional attack.
Star Crash.
Star Crash, exactly. So, like, before CTY, my life was like being on a dry, boring planet trapped with countless Argon's doom. It sucked. But then my best friend Jared, who's a second sessioner, some of you may know him, he introduced me to CTY. And it was like an emperor coming down on his giant golden spaceship. And, like, CTY,
Halting the flow of time.
It shoots a green ray at your life. And it halts the flow of time! And just the monotony of daily life, it just ends. And for 3 whole weeks, you can just run around and be free. and awesome with amazing people. So yeah, but then like at the end of the third week, ultimately the Green Ray loses its power. And that'll happen any moment now. So
And then everything will explode.
is for everything to explode. Yeah. I await that with much anticipation. I will see you all at the restaurant at the end of the universe. Ramen.
Never mind.
To quote Johnny Tambur's speech earlier, God, I am a wreck. Or something to that effect.
Oh, Johnny.
I came here last year and it totally blew my mind. Like, I did not even know what I was missing. And now I feel like I'm totally at the end of my tether because, like, CTY for me, it's been like a ridiculous, awesome, amazing, nerdy, wonderful story that you wish that you could just keep reading and reading and reading, but it's never going to stop. But it is going to stop. And I have a beginning, and now I have an end, and I'm not going to have a chance to have a middle. And kind of the irony of it is that in order to do the thing that I'm going to do, that I'm going to have to do next summer, which I've really been like wanting to do like for my entire life, I'm going to have to give up CTY, and CTY helped me get into this thing that I'm going to do next year. It's going to sound absurd, but I've been accepted into an urban health academy, and to make up for the education I would have missed in high school, I'm going to have to take summer like semesters, which means I'm not going to be able to have CTY, but I use CTY in one of my admissions essays, and it was really weird and awesome, and without CTY I would not have gotten enough confidence to do like anything ever, and I probably would have been miserable like all year, and I feel like I'm very explode, honestly, and I've been a hot mess all day and all yesterday. And a huge shout out to the people who gave me hugs, like if they saw me crying. There was one person after like the last dinner, though, and two girls on the way back from the dance last night, and another person, possibly the same one, after the last supper, who really cheered me up right just after that. So I have a feeling I will be a lot worse off right now if not for you, and that's one of the things I love best about CTY. Like, you can be a total wreck and like doing weird things, and people will love you anyway. Like, it doesn't even matter what you're doing. And I wish that, I really, really wish to God that it could keep going, but it's not, and I just really hope that everybody who has time left, use it as best as you can, because it will end, and it will feel like the world is screaming down around your ears, and I know that it's going to keep going, and I will like continue to function, and probably 100% better than I did, but that's just the logic part, and the illogical part of my brain just like slapped the logical part, told it to shut up, and is now screaming for its life. So I'm just gonna end now because I think if I stay up here any longer, I am actually going to die. So I love CTY, and I love the Passionfruit, and I love everybody who's ever given me a hug.
Adam, you've been waiting for a while.
I think a lot of you know me. My name is Rachael. I had a speech, but screw this. I want to say that when I was really fairly young, I moved like houses, and I got really homesick, and all I could say was I want to go home. And then as I lived there for longer, I realized that that wasn't my home either, and I didn't have a home. And then 3 years ago, I came here, and I found a home. It's not the place that makes the home, but it's the people. And even though I'm leaving now, the people are coming with me because the people are in the real world too. And we can make this amazing place that we have that's a home here, we can make the real world like that. And I love all of you so much for making this the kind of place that anyone can feel at home. And I love all of you. And I love CTY, and I love the Passion.
Adam! Hi everyone. My name is Adam. Okay, well, a lot of people know me. I'm gonna make this really quick. Okay, this is really scary. I've never actually done this. My first passion was last year. Interesting. Anyways, something I came to a realization a few hours ago was
either official or unofficial model of CTY, and a lot of you are probably not going to like this very much, but I'm going to say it anyway. YOLO. Yeah! I'd explain, but that would take way too much time. So I love CTY, I love the Passionfruit, I love every single one of you. And which one has the most germs? This one?
Right there.
Which one? This one?
Drink.
And now, boys,
I love you, Makia.
Alright, mine's also pretty short. I just want to make a few things to say. One, we all know CTY is so unique, mostly because you love everybody. You all love everybody, and everybody loves you. I just want to say, try to take all this love and caring and kindness and everything that makes CTY like what it is, and bring it to the outside world. When you're sad, bring the joy from CTY. When it's boring, make stupid jokes like we do here, all that stuff. I also want to thank you guys for my experience over the past few years. It's been pretty awesome. And, all you people returning, you have to do the same thing. Like everyone else is doing. Brenton made during the last meal, one of the things in the book it said is, you are what you love. And I love all of you, and I love CTY, and I love the Passion.
Okay, so I didn't write a real speech read, so I'm just gonna read a few pages of stuff. Okay, so I'm Dalya, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm in Evermore here, which is really sad, but it's my 3rd year, so had a good run. And I don't really have anything official to hand down, but I'm gonna hand stuff down anyway. So these have to be God's spoons I stole from Bob. Okay, and really, it was kind of crazy. We were running around and hiding the spoons and making Bob run all over the place trying to find them, and it was pretty funny. So I'm gonna hand these down to someone else who's really crazy, really fun, and just a really awesome person. I met him this year in my hall, so I'm gonna give these to Jonah, except for I'm gonna keep the juice spoon because I love the juice spoon. But you get these 2 spoons. I love you, Okay, wait, let me open this passcode lock. So a lot of you know, because I blew it in your ear, that I recently acquired this dog whistle because my teacher actually let me get this in an auction at my class. Like, I don't know why he did that, but he did. So this was a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm sorry to say that a lot of you had to hear it in your ear. I'm not really that sorry though. So I'm gonna hand this down also to someone who had to put up with it all the time, and really thought it was pretty funny though, so it was pretty good. So I'm gonna hand this down to my roommate, Sarah Rossman. Here you go. So I'm gonna make this short. So I know the cliche, you started out a shy squirrel, but I really did. My first year, I honestly can say that I had 2 friends, my roommate and a hallmate. And maybe it was just because I was a humanities student, that could explain it. No, that's a joke. It was still pretty fun though. But like now I'm kind of pretty loud, I guess, kind of crazy. I never would have imagined that I'd be like part of the alcove. I always looked in and I always like, whoa, how'd they get there? Like, I'm never gonna be one of them. That's so cool, they're so cool. But seriously, like, the squirrels and 1 more and 2 more and everyone there, basically like, just be yourself and be totally crazy and outrageous. Like, it's a lot of fun. Like, if you now feel uncomfortable with like innuendos and outrageous behavior, join the alcove. That'll fix it real quick. Don't be afraid of being really out there and outrageous. Just get out there and act like it's the last day and you're never going to see these people again, because people will love you for it and it'll be a lot of fun. And even if you act like a fool, you'll have fun doing it. So, to all those squirrels, 1 more, 2 more, go out there and live life to the fullest. If you look like a fool, you'll have fun doing it, and that's what life's about. I like you, I love you, I CTY you. I love CTY and I love the passion.
Get over here! Wait,